my very short tutorial on the basics, real basics of Adobe Premiere, so just getting you importing, quick editing, and then exporting. And once you know these, you can start to play around, which is pretty good. So I've got Adobe Premiere open with my different windows, and then I'm going to import my footage first. So you got a bit down here, so I can import my clips. I can right click and import that way, or what I tend to do is drag and drop. Now I'm actually dragging from a memory card. You shouldn't really do that. You should drag from a folder in your document on the hard drive, because Adobe Premiere uses referenced files, doesn't actually import them. So I've got a couple of clips here selected, I just drag and drop them into there, and you can see it starts to import them, which is fabulous. So the difference with referenced files is if I save this, close it, but I take the memory card out, next time I open it, it doesn't know where they are, so all my work's gone. You can relocate them, but it's a real pain. So you want to make sure that your stuff's on the hard drive and you don't move them until you've finished editing. Okay, so let's get going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my clips and drop it straight into here, which is my timeline. Okay, so you can see my timeline now opens up. I've got my preview clip up here, so I can see everything that's happening in my timeline down at the bottom up here. So if I just press spacebar play and stop, I can let that, it will play out, and we'll see Jason walking up the stairs. Fantastic. Okay, so spacebar again to stop. If I want to be more selective over what's going in, I can double click my clip. So I double click down here, and it opens up in this window on the left hand side. So I can spacebar play and stop it. Now I don't want all this nonsense at the beginning. Maybe I just want it from when he turns the corner, or maybe it's a bit warm on this bit just here. I might wait till he's near the top of the stairs, and maybe I want it from there. Okay, maybe there. Okay, I press I for point in. You can see that it's added like a bracket across it. Okay, so then I can press spacebar. I can check it to he steps out. Maybe that'll do when I press O. Okay, for point out. So I put in O point out, and then when I click and drag from here into my timeline, it only takes that section of the video. Okay, so rather than have the whole thing, I've now just got a section of it. Now when they're in, you still have the options. So I could have just dragged this one, which is actually what I did. I can still trim it just by moving towards the end and selecting the bit that I want and moving it around. Okay, so it's not particularly difficult. If I want to get rid of it, which I do, press delete once it's highlighted. I'm going to move this bit to the beginning of my timeline. Another little trick that's quite handy on your timeline is you press plus and minus to zoom in or zoom out. Okay, if you wish to open up these so you've got more detail, if you double click this empty space here or here, it opens up to give you more information. You see the audio levels and the opacity levels. I've got a separate video on dealing with the opacity, so I'll just put that. I'll leave it like that so you can see for now. Right, so what I want to do now is I want to cut to my next clip. So I'm going to double click my next clip over here. And I've got this, which is where Jason steps out. So I'm spacebar, press play. So I've got the clip that's sort of this one. I want it from maybe, I think he's just stepped out the door at that point. So let's just trim that back to there. Okay, let's just say that's about where he does here. Let's go out, wait till he leaves. And then O. That's I could drag that in just another extra bit for you. If I just wanted the video bit, I could drag from here. If I just wanted the sound, I could drag from here. So it says drag audio only. For example, if I were to just go and drag that, I just get the audio bit of it. Okay. Now I actually don't want that. I want the whole thing. So I'm going to drag from the main image. And now I've got my clip. So let's just see if I go back to the beginning, play it. He walks to the door, steps out, and for cutting on action, that's actually a bit lame. So I could move that a bit forward, move that back. Not too bad. Okay, but you get the idea. All right, so we can now start playing around. So for example, I picked another clip further on. I can move my mouse here, so I'll get Jason looking through, point in. I'm just being quick on this just for the demonstration now. And then drag that in. Alright, and you can start to move your clips around and have a go at, funnily enough, editing. Other little bits that can be really handy is V is a sort of shortcut tool for just moving these around and then being able to trim them at the beginning and end. If you press C for cut, I could decide to move to this clip here and cut it. Press V and then I can start. You can also select multiple at the same time, so I move mouse like that. But I could search this choice. I know story-wise that is not a good move, but just to give you some idea of how you can start editing different stuff. If I had another clip that maybe I wanted to play over, you can use the different channels and sort of do that kind of stuff, so it would cut to different stuff, and you can tell your amazing stories through the medium of video. Right, so you then just start playing around. You spend hours and hours and hours, and I do mean hours. Other little bits just to give you a hand. Okay, you've got these options up here. So if you wanted to main editing, you should be on this one, which I should have been on, to be honest. So you've just got rid of that panel on the right. If you wanted to do colour, got lumetri colour over on the right hand side, effects there. I'll leave it on that for now. So we'll go into this kind of stuff in another video, but that's your basics of editing. Before you export, okay, you want to tell Premiere which bit you want to export. So if I just go to the beginning of my video, again, press I, it's added a bracket over the top. Okay, so we'll just undo that again. So you can see this bit up here, press I, and it said, all right, that's the beginning point of your film, is it? And I go to the end of it, okay, and then I press O, it selects that bracket just above it. So when you export, it only ever exports. If you go to export something, it's only got a section of it, or not the bit that you wanted, this bit's off. You can still move it just with the cursor if you want, but I and O, point in, point out. Right, and then export, and you can't actually see file on this when you click file at the top of the screen. Okay, export, media, file, export media. Okay, and then what you're going to do is double click, oh no, sorry, first of all, H.264 is the magic thing that you want. That's a high quality export, it looks really good. Okay, just leave that as it is. You then double click this, and you give it a name. Okay, so name the file. Okay, random video. I'm going to save it to the desktop, press save, and then you can go over here and press export. Okay, you can queue it if you've got loads of stuff to do. I don't really do it very often, but you just press export and it would then export your video. And that, as they say, is sort of it. Catch me up. Remember to save as you're going along, so file save as, just like you do in any other piece of software. So you just file save as, give your project a name, and then just Command and S every so often just to keep saving, because Premiere does crash occasionally. But that would be amazing. I hope you enjoyed my simple tutorial on Premiere.